Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us once again on Candid Chats All Things Wellness. I am sitting down with the beautiful Miss Shanna Dorion today.
Hello.
Now, whenever I was creating the itinerary for this show, I knew that I absolutely had to have Shanna on. She's just so motivational and inspirational, and her attitude is just so infectious. And today she is going to be sharing with you guys how to cultivate success and happiness habits in your life. So
Yes.
I would like to introduce Miss Shanna Dorion.
Hey, Candid. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy to be sharing these tips because I think that these tips are so important.
Absolutely.
And I think that because we live in a society where it's all about the grinds, that we forget to do some of these small, minutia, foundational things that we know are important, but we just forget in an attempt to get everything done. So thank you for allowing me to be here today.
So I hope you guys are ready. Get your pens ready, your paper ready. She's going to
Yes.
give y'all a couple of tips a little bit later on things that you can do just to bring a little bit more happiness into your day every day. Shanna, can you please introduce yourself formally and let everybody know exactly what it is that you do?
Right, so you mentioned me earlier as being a motivational speaker, and I cringed.
Oh.
And it's only because I don't like to refer to myself as that, but I understand
Yes.
how what I do is motivational, and I'm happy that it motivates. So I'm thankful to have this opportunity to be able to motivate people, if you will. Technically, though, I am a corporate trainer, speaker, and coach. So I specialize in helping people polish and perfect their soft skills so that they can represent themselves in the most possible and the most professional and the most positive light so that they can attract the success and the results and the opportunities that they desire to have.
Yes, we have so many businessmen and women here, even in my practice, and I think that it's very important that everyone understands how to show up and put your best self forward every day.
Right.
And even though she is a corporate speaker, the things that she's going to share with us today are definitely things that we can use in our daily life, even if we are not in a position of leadership
Right.
or running a business.
Right.
So you do things on a corporate level as well as an individual level.
Right. I do. And I do think that we are all in a position of leadership because if we're not leading someone, then guess what? We're definitely always, regardless of if we're leading someone or not, we are always leading ourselves. And I think that is
Absolutely.
what this is about. So yes, I do corporate training, speaking, and coaching. I do it with ambitious individuals, people who want to represent themselves in the most positive light, people who want to be promoted, people who want the respect and the recognition that they desire to have. Those are the people that I work with. And I also work with individuals. If someone wants to come to me to ask me how can I represent myself better and well, then I'm more than happy to work with them as well.
That's amazing. So first, we're going to get into a couple of things. Let's see. I want to know how you came to a place where you can wake up every morning and do a job that you absolutely love so much and just are able to spread your joy and your motivation with everyone.
Right. So I started from a place of, if I can be completely honest and candid,
Yes.
if you will, I started from a place of misery almost and wanting to be better and represent myself better. So in all honesty, I started my business because I made so many mistakes in business and in the workplace, and I felt like I misrepresented myself, and there were so many things that I did that I regretted doing, and just it lowered my confidence. So in finding out ways to be better, it inspired me to birth my company, which is Biz Knox. So I started my company to help other people avoid those same mistakes that I made, and for them to be able to represent themselves much better, and to build the confidence that they need in order to be able to do that.
Yes. I think whenever you're in charge of any business, you really have to be leading.
Right.
Yes. I think you and I have a conversation about this already. whenever I was managing, and I watched my mother, who was a manager also, as I was coming up, and she always said, lead by example.
Right.
And never do anything that, or never ask anyone to do anything that you wouldn't do yourself.
Right.
Even the lowliest of changing a light bulb or cleaning a toilet.
Right.
If people see you doing those things and doing them with pride and happiness and joy,
Right.
they're going to be like, jumping right in there
Right.
and doing any and everything to be part of the team.
Right. That builds respect,
Mhm.
and that builds loyalty, and that builds trust.
Yes.
So how can you, Candid, as a leader, ask me to do anything that you yourself are unwilling to do and expect me to do it? So we all, as humans, we observe.
Right.
And we watch. And it's so easy for us to say, my mom used to say as a child, and this works as, when you're a child, this works for children. This does not work for adults.
Right.
The do as I say, not
Yes.
as I do. That does not work in the workplace, and that is detrimental
Yes.
to the atmosphere and the culture in the workplace. And now in the 2000s, I don't think that works in the home either.
It does, and I think it creates almost a toxicity
Mhm.
whenever you have a complacent manager or boss who's just always sitting around
Right.
and not putting an extra effort in or putting that foot
Right.
forward and just asking everybody on the team to do everything
Right.
that they wouldn't do.
Right, I agree.
All right, so do you want to talk a little bit about workplace?
We can go into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Workplace toxicity is something that I wanted to touch on because it's definitely something that affects all of us emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. And I do believe that anytime we're in an environment and we're around a person who is not happy,
Right.
a person who is not fulfilled, and a person who is just looking for everyone to fill the cup or
Right.
do the work of the business, it definitely brings down the morale
It does.
of the business.
It does.
And so I think what Shanna brings to the table is absolutely amazing because I would want to know the person that I'm working for
Thank you.
has had a course in how to be successful and happy for their own being, because you have to be able to have that
Right.
to give that.
Right. Absolutely. And so I think that is very important. It's crucial. In order for us to be successful, we have to be happy. We will be placed in situations where sometimes we may not be able to leave. For example, a job. We may be in a job where we may not be able to leave. And so if we're not able to leave, then it is up to us for us to cultivate a spirit of happiness
Yes.
within us if we want to be able to effectively and work with these people and be healthy in addition to that. So there's this analogy that I absolutely love, and it talks about a ship, and it says that a ship can float in this huge ocean, in all of this water, and the ship does not sink until or if water gets into
Right.
the ship. So it doesn't matter what is going on around you. You can float, if you have cultivated that habit of happiness or that spirit of happiness. But the minute you give that negativity and all of those things to get in, that is when you begin to sink. And so that's what I think that these tips will help us with a little bit, at least today.
At least,
Yeah.
okay. So Shanna is going to share some tips with us today, and like I said, these are things you can use in your business, your workplace, and in your everyday life.
Right,
All
right.
So you want to get into them,
Yeah,
Shanna?
absolutely.
All right.
So today what I have is, there are many tips, but today I'm going to share 3 tips to cultivating the habit of happiness and the habit of success. And the very first habit that I want to share that I think is very important is start the day off the right way.
Yes.
So starting your day off the right way is extremely important and even somewhat counterintuitive nowadays, because I think that we get up late. We live in a snooze
Yes,
society
we do.
where we snooze, our alarm clock several times, and then we hop out of bed and we're already flustered and we're already rushed.
Yeah.
And so automatically, we've started the day off on the wrong foot, if you will. So starting the day off the right way is extremely important. One way that we can do that is not immediately grab our phones. Now that may work for some people, but if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling aggravated, then one thing that you don't want to do is automatically grab that phone if it does something negative to your spirit. So here are some things that you can do, the minute that you open your eyes. And number one is practice gratitude. So taking inventory of your blessings is so important. What is it that you have to be thankful for, that you need to say, thank you that I have this. I am so grateful that I have this. It's calling to mind all of those things that you have that you are thankful for, and that will make you happy and smile.
Yes.
So that's one way to start the day off, the right way. Another way is to listen to something or read something that is positive or something that inspires you. So I wake up in the morning, I absolutely love positive, inspirational music. It is something that it deposits into my heart and into my mind that gets me excited and happy and ready to tackle the day. So I challenge, our listeners to not listen to or read something or cut on the news immediately, something that's draining to our spirit and to our minds and to our hearts, and instead choose what you want to listen to and choose something positive that helps you to start the day off the right way as well.
Yes, and I am blessed to follow Shanna on Facebook. So, most mornings she's like, it's a beautiful day. Or, you're always talking about it's Monday, but it's not Monday. It's not a dreadful day.
Right.
It's a new day to have a new beginning and a new week to achieve your goals.
Right. Perspective,
absolutely.
That's what it's all about. And then there are a couple of other things that I want to share about starting your day off the right way, because I want to make sure that people know that there are options. So you don't have to do, all of these things. You can pick the thing that works best for you. Another way to start your day off the right way is positive affirmations. So for me, Candid, I get up in the morning, and when I get out of my bed and I make it to the bathroom, I start immediately. When I remember, I immediately start saying some positive affirmations. I am confident. I am able. Today will be a good day. Today will be a productive day. Instead of today is going to be a long day.
Yes.
I have all of these things to do. So that's switching the perspective. And I like to think about positive affirmations as claiming the truth in advance. So even though right now I may not be feeling as confident as I'd like to be feeling, when I look at myself in that mirror, I'm going to say, I am confident.
Yes.
And the more I say it, the better I feel. And quite naturally, the better you feel, the happier you become. And when we're happy, we attract success.
Because we're always starting the day. I look at my schedule and I'm like, oh, I have this.
Right.
And then that creates a sense of overwhelm,
urgency,
anxiety.
Right.
Yes. Instead of I have to shift my brain and say, Lord, I'm grateful I have 6 services today. I'm grateful I have an interview today. I'm grateful to be able to pick up my daughter at school. I'm grateful for all of these things.
Right. And that's intentionality, because otherwise we'll let our feelings take over us. This is choosing the way that we want to feel. And happiness is a choice. Starting your day off the right way is an intentional choice that you have to make every single day.
Yes. I know something that I love to practice, and as well as my partner, we love to practice, is we get up earlier and we always make sure that we post something positive on Facebook. So we've not unfriended but have unfollowed people who post a lot of negative things. We follow a lot of very positive and inspirational pages just to get those real shots of happiness coming across our feed. Because I already know I'm going to pick up my phone whenever I wake up, even though that's not the first thing that I should be doing. But we are very intentional about posting a positive and inspirational message for other people, just to kind of spread the love instead of spread negativity or aggravation.
Right. And guess what? Not only does that help other people, but that's edifying to us as well. So when we share those words of encouragement online, not only are we helping other people, which in itself is gratifying, but we're also helping ourselves as well. Perfect reminders. I like that.
Always reminding yourself.
Right. And the very last thing that I'm going to share about this tip, because this piece is very important. Now, I know that I'm going to get the side eye when I mention this, but it is working out in the morning. There is nothing to me that feels better than, getting your sweat on early in the morning, working out. Once you are done working out, the feeling that you get, and this is scientifically proven. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor, so I really don't know the terminology for this.
Know how you feel.
But I know how I feel after I work out, and it is an amazing feeling. I am singing, I am smiling, I am excited, I am energized. All of those things just by going to work out. And if you take a walk, it could be something as simple as a walk. Do a brisk walk. Start sweating, get that heart, that heart rate pumping, and then you will see the positive effects that this has on our minds.
I mean, you're waking up choosing to do something for yourself.
Right.
To honor your body.
Right. And that's an intentional choice. So even if you don't feel like doing it, do it.
Do something. Stretch.
Stretch. Right. Yeah.
A little yoga in the morning.
I love yoga. It's good for yoga has taught me how to breathe. Sometimes we get so excited about things and so full of anxiety about that we forget how to do something as simple as breathing. And when we don't breathe, we become aggravated. And then what does that do for our happiness?
Your body gets stuck and stagnant. So breath is life.
Breath is life. Yes. Okay, so there are many things that we can talk about that, but because, of time, let's go on to the second tip that I have. And so the second tip that I have is something that I think is a little bit countercultural, but I'm going to share this because it's important. And guys, I think that we know this. So why aren't we doing this more? And this is simply to do something nice for someone else. So it's not always Candid about you.
Right.
It's not always about me. And it's better to give. I believe this wholeheartedly. It is better to give than to receive. There is something so powerful that happens when we give. So now, and when I say give, I don't mean, necessarily monetarily, like not giving money, but simply do something nice for someone else. And someone, if you're in the workplace, do something for someone who you barely know, or something for someone who would never think that they wouldn't expect, you to do anything nice for them. So what are some things that I can do nice for someone else? You can simply pay that person a compliment. A simple but a sincere compliment works. You can, for example, offer words of encouragement. Sometimes people need that. It could be you're doing a fantastic job. If there's anything that I can help you with, let me know.
People are so overwhelmed.
They are extremely overwhelmed.
Can help them breathe a little.
Right. That can help them. And let them know that you notice what it is that they are doing. And sometimes, by sharing those, sometimes we feel like nobody sees what we're doing, but sometimes if we start, complimenting people, sometimes if we start offering words of encouragement, it's so funny how those things will happen to us as well. They'll start to offer us those, and it just builds positive relationships, and it does good for the morale inside the workplace and inside the home.
I work with another lady who actually, she was just speaking on this last week, and she said, she's only been at our other office for 2 months, and she said she was always the morning person and the good morning or, the complimentary person, and everyone was always so toward her, like, why are you so happy in the morning and this and that. But now that she's gone, she said they've been texting her and calling her and saying, we miss your smile, we miss your
Right.
compliments. You know,
Right.
nobody here is happy in the morning. And
Right.
they didn't really realize how uplifting she was until
Right.
she was gone from
It's
their
impactful.
space. It is.
It's very impactful. So, and one other thing that I think that we can do, we can give something to somebody.
Yes.
Maybe if you go to work with a coffee, maybe bring a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It could be something very simple, or just writing a note. There is something that is so powerful about a little handwritten note
Yeah.
on a sticky. I respect you because
Yes.
I admire you because I like you because when you do that, it feels amazing. So not only do they feel amazing because of that, Candid, or not only do they feel appreciated because of that and valued because of that, you feel good that you were able to do
Absolutely.
something good for someone else. That inspires happiness, big time.
You'll be surprised at how, if you write a have a good day sticky note and give it to someone, I bet you it stays on the wall
Yep.
next to their computer
Yep.
or on their computer for a very long time, because that small gesture was just something they appreciated, and they just put it there
Right.
as a reminder of, you know
Right.
what, I need to have a good day every day, or whatever the note said.
Right. And Candid, we all have our challenges. Here's what I like about this, is it takes our minds off of our problem,
Yes.
and instead it puts it on to doing something
Absolutely.
nice for someone else. There are times when I feel down about certain things, and the first thing that I want to do is call up other people and help them resolve some of their problems, because while helping someone work through a challenge, work through an issue, it helps me. It's not a selfish thing. Maybe it is kind of a little, but in addition to that, it is so helpful to the spirit that it helps you to forget a little bit about of the things that you are going through, and then I believe it also helps you heal from some of those things as well.
I can tell you every single day of my life, I can wake up achy, aggravated, whatever. When I start working on people, my spirit and my body is healed.
Right.
And I mean, yes, it is my job, but it's like I am committed to helping them.
Right.
And in turn, my spirit is just so relaxed.
Right.
And so peaceful.
Right.
And I get to experience that every single day, and that's really an amazing thing.
Right. And so what these things do is they cultivate amazing relationships. These things have the ability to turn lemons, if you will, into some sweet lemonade. They have the ability to heal strained relationships, because when we're healed, then we can approach things, when we feel joy and happiness, then we approach things and people differently.
Yes, absolutely. When your cup is full, it's easy to pour.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that was the second tip. The second tip was to do something nice for someone else. I absolutely love this one, because I think that there's so much emphasis. We live in a me society.
Yes.
There's so much emphasis on us, and when all we're doing is thinking about us, of course we're gonna get frustrated. So this kind of just changes, it changes the way that we think a little bit. And the third and the final tip that I would like to share is, and again, I think that this is something that we know, but we're busy. And so sometimes we use the excuse, I don't have time.
Right.
And I think that if our happiness and our success is important to us, we better make the time. And that is putting the third tip to cultivating habits of happiness and success, is to put effort into your appearance and attire. We live in a laxed world, and it's crazy, but I'm going to share this quote that I have that I absolutely love, that's so true, that's powerful. So, and if you can bear with me while I read this quote, it says, the way we dress affects the way we think, the way we feel, the way we act, and the way others react to us. So I'm going to read that one more time, and I'm going to go a little bit slower because I want to make sure that y'all get this. This is so true. The way that we dress affects the way that we think, the way that we feel, the way that we act, and the way others react to us. Very, very important. And so one quick and easy way that we can, boost our happiness, that we can boost our confidence, is wearing something that we know looks good on us. When you stand up in the mirror and you like what you are looking at, quite naturally, or you like the way something looks on you, and there are different outfits for all of our body types that we can find that we think looks amazing on us. If we put that extra little effort into our appearance and into our attire, and we look in the mirror and we like the way that we feel with what we have on, then quite naturally we become happier. Quite naturally our confidence is boosted, and quite naturally we walk with a little pep, an extra pep in our steps. So I like to encourage people to get up a few minutes extra, a few minutes earlier in the morning, and prep for the day like you're about to encounter that $1 million opportunity. Absolutely. That $1 million job. For the single ladies out there, maybe that nice future husband. So we want to make sure, and it's not all about dressing for other people so that other people can think one way about you. This has nothing to do with other people. This has everything to do with how much we value ourselves, and how much we value, the opportunity to be able to represent, to show up as our best self. It has nothing to do with being fake. It has everything to do with just wanting to represent yourself well, which in turn makes you happy, and that invites success and opportunity. So I'm going to share this, if I can, really quickly. I would go get my oil change, or I still do go get my oil change at this place every single time you have to go get your oil change. I go with my bag, typically with a book in my bag, and as I'm running errands, I might have on some jeans, a baseball cap, maybe some flip-flops. I never nobody ever approached me while I was sitting in there, ever, all the years that I had been going there, to want to have a conversation with me. This day, in between meetings, I had some very important meetings scheduled. I was dressed in like a business suit. I had some heels on, was sitting in this shop, and I felt good. I looked good. I was sitting in this shop. I was reading my book, doing the same things that I had been doing, other than the only thing different was that I had put some effort into my appearance and my attire that day. And the people that approached me to talk to me, they asked, "What do you do? What are you reading?" And I actually ended up leaving with a business card from someone that I was able to build a relationship, like a professional, let's get a professional relationship with. But I felt so good, and all it was that I went there and I just took some time to dress myself well enough. And so that just does so much for your heart, for your mind, for your success, and for your happiness.
I think whenever you feel good about yourself, you're more open.
Right.
So you're more approachable.
Right.
If you all shaded down, with your hat and your shades, and you're like, I don't want anybody to talk to me or mess with me today, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Right. And now we have got to remember that you are not fully dressed, Candid, unless you have your smile on. So your smile is also a part of your attire.
And
necessary. Yes, and mascara. Can't forget that. And lip gloss, too.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Anything else that you want to add today?
No, I think that this is it. I think that these tips are very important if we want to make sure that we are attracting the success that we want to have into our lives, the relationships that we want to cultivate, and also the results that we want to get. It is very important that we make the decision, that we make the choice every single day, I believe, to be happy. And it just goes, you can do that by simply taking those steps that we talk about. And there are several other things that you can do, but these are 3 things that I find that really work well for me that I wanted to share with your listeners.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I hope you guys really got something out of Shanna's visit with us today. I hope you took some notes, and if you guys would like to connect with Shanna, maybe for individual, professional, or corporate
coaching, speaking.
I will let her go ahead and give you guys her information.
Yes, so you can email me at Shanna, SHANNA, at bizknocks.com. That's BIZKNOCKS. You can follow me on Facebook at Biz Knox, or you can, connect with me via LinkedIn.
Okay.
And you can find me at Shanna Dorion via LinkedIn.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in today.
My
I really
pleasure.
appreciate everything. All right. Thank you guys for watching once again. We'll be posting this tonight, so if you guys want to ask questions, Shanna and I will both be interacting with everyone. So just go ahead and chime in at any time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I look forward to seeing y'all next time. Have a great day.
Bye.